Duck Whisperer. Absolutely. Chopper? Where? Near that one cloud.
Next to the crane. Left of the crane.
Near the sugar factory?
The sugar factory and this.
Oh yeah, it's oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really far away. that probably is Lifeliner returning to base, which is in the port area now.
I guess so.
Meanwhile, this crab is coming from New York, JFK. A330 Neo, arriving from New York. 6 hours and 18 minutes it has flown to get here. And it's a year old, first flight September 2022. Come on, spool up those reversers. Yeah, this is not good enough.
You know that movie, Lost in Translation?
Yeah, but that's like ages ago that I last saw that.
The guy's telling this long story and then he says, what is he saying? More intention.
It's like the precursor of AI, giving a summary as well.
Yeah.
What's the gist of it? Just more intention.
More intention.
Boy,
Yeah.
how long?
How long?
How long?
How long is it Chinese?
I think 26 minutes or so.
It is now just flying north of Norwich.
Yeah.
Expected around 11:48.
Nice.
And in the meantime, hey, where's that 747?
24
Oh,
minutes.
the 747 is later. Huh? 12:33. 11:48. Oh, right, yeah. Right, so the 747 is still in Czech airspace. The A380 is behind it. Let's see. Right, back to narrow bodies for the time being. It is 11:25, so I'm thinking in 15 minutes from now, runway 27 is probably going to close again, making this the only runway for all inbound traffic. With the A380 and that 747 flying over the Czech Republic, both expected before 1 o'clock, I think we are going to be lucky and see all of those Quad Squad members land over here on the Polderbaan. So if you don't have to be anywhere, do stick around. KLM flight 1076 and Bro 175 having returned from Bristol. And Best Short says, Hola desde Barcelona, welcome to the show. And all others who have joined in the meantime, welcome to you too. And that is U-Channel coming in from Japan. Good evening and welcome back. KLM flight 924 arriving from Edinburgh is the next airplane to come this way. There should be another airplane behind it. And Bro 190 turning in, arriving from Aberdeen. Looks like it overshot the glide slope a little bit if I look on flight radar, but I'm not seeing it. Despite the relative openness, still a bit hard to see further out. Not the best of glide slope visibility, but we are able to see the airplanes approaching the runway quite nicely. The wind is also picking up a little bit, and it was also expected to turn more westerly, so the crosswind component is expected to increase. Let's have a look at that in a moment. We've got touchdown. This is the wind on the scale of chimney smoke. Let's do a refresh of the status quo, shall we? So we saw that the Orange Pride is now flying over the North Sea and is expected in 20 minutes from now. We have China Airlines cargo arriving from Mumbai, expected around 12:30. The A380 is flying to the west. It's going to Austrian Wolf's house, and then we'll come to Amsterdam. And now, oh, that's a bit more exciting. Now it's 12:57, the expected time of arrival. It was a bit before, it was 10 to 1 earlier, so that's a bit exciting. 12 knot wind. Wind is blowing from the west-southwest, varying between a bit north to the west and southwest. We have scattered clouds at 1900 feet. The air temperature is 17 degrees C. That is roughly 64 F. The wind for today. This is the time of day, the local time. The wind direction, the wind speed, and the wind gust speed. So the peak of the wind is expected around the end of the morning, beginning of the afternoon. And runway configuration at the moment, still this. We're standing over here. We also have inbound traffic going to this runway, and around 11:40 this one is going to open up for departures, and this one is probably going to close again. Next airplane to arrive is number 190. Arriving from Aberdeen, KLM flight 912. German Airways. Arriving from Aberdeen. I would have thought it would have been a Britty hopper, but it isn't.
I think we have a cat in the box.
今ですか
What?
これです。
I think we have a cat in the box.
塩分チャージ、タブレットさんの、塩分チャージスポーツドリンク味を舐めてます。舐めてる音聞こえるんだ。マイク感度は恐ろしいですな。
Right. Next up, EasyJet A320 arriving from Bristol. While this crabbing its way over, let me do a quick paste of the METAR into the ticker. There we go. Now, if you have been liking the stream so far, but you haven't already, don't forget to drop a like. It really helps to spread this content to more aviation enthusiasts such as yourselves, who might also be interested in content such as this. EasyJet flight 25530 up next.
スマホの裏側が熱
blue
結
looking
構熱くなりますね。
in
もう
this
CPU
direction.
があかんかもね。
Yeah, no. I think it is still decent.
ちなみにその自分が前に使ってた
Leon is saying that the
スマホが
heli overhead
同じくギャラクシーです。
havengebied
ギャラクシ
was
ーの
an
A8
NH90
です。
from the Royal Marine, which
品番
departed
が
from the Koi.
SCV32 ですね。
Not a
わ
lifeliner,
お、贅沢
but
です
a
ね。
Navy chopper.
うな丼ですか。
Right, little butt shot to boot. Let's quickly turn back. Delta Airlines flight 136 is arriving next, and another A330-300. Six hours and 43 minutes underway from Detroit, Michigan. This airplane is 8 years old. Its first flight was in October 2015. ATC said, cut the crap. The pilot said no. Screw you, ATC. I'm gonna crab whenever I want. whatever, I do what I want.
You know what? I will invite you to dinner. The Krusty Krab.
Hi. Oh, nicely. You saw the shadow on the dike or whatever it was. Beautiful.
うなぎパワーでなんとか。で、また真夜中になったら安定のカップ麺でしょ
Right, let's get loud. Let's get loud. Let's get loud.
Promote. Hier, graag. Oh, fuck me. Nee.
Captain Letdown. Captain motherfucking Letdown. That makes me a sad panda.
あ、ともさんこんばんは、お疲れ様です。いらっしゃいませ。夜食の元気がないは重症ですね。
So sad.
皆さん。珍しい。エイヤンさんがそんなつぶやきをするのは珍しい。普段やったら安定のカップ麺で元気よくだ。
Benvenuto.
あの
See
言
again.
うのに。
Bit
夜食の
windy,
元気が
not
ないっていうのは
excessively,
よっぽど
but
の
we
重症
have
ですね。
wind from the west, so that causes a bit of crabbing. This is what the wind on the scale of chimney smoke looks like, and interestingly, the wind seems to have picked up over here, and over there it seems to be rising more vertically now than it did before.
はい。
Which is what I was referring to earlier,
Yes,
yesterday. Same thing, it is opposite land.
自分も
Wind
ま
on
あ
the
足
scale
が
of
痛
chimney
くて
smoke
も
does not seem to
ね
resemble the subjective feeling of
休ん
wind
だ日
over
があり
here
ま
on
し
this
たけ
side.
ど、まあちょっとマシにはなって復帰して、まあ安定の残業三昧ながらも頑張って仕事
Could
こなして
be,
ますん
could
で
be
ね。
that maybe the trees are no, that they're too far away. That's yeah. You have to bear in mind that the chimneys are located in Westport area, so that is what is it, 10 kilometers, if not more. Yeah, it's not immediately.
まあ奥様でね、
Yeah, absolutely.
いい奥さんじゃないですか、ともさんのね。
Tuurlijk. Wil ik die sticker? Ja. 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 Oké. Oké. Ik zal eens kijken op de website. Is goed? Hey, hartstikke bedankt jongens. Goeiedag. Right. Organization that wants to organize more for spotters here at Schiphol Airport. Spotters.nl. Spotters.nl.nl. Right. There's another Umbrella 90 turning in.
こんばんは、お疲れ様です。いらっしゃいませ。
Jij ziet hem?
はい、
Where?
リマインダーね、
Left of the cycling path or right?
2日目の、プレミア公開は、この後2時間半後の夜9時です。21時に
Right. There's a big
2
mofo
日目
behind
プレ
it
ミア公
arriving
開い
from
たしますので、よ
LAX.
ろしくお願いします。
777-200. Now, whether or not we can see it remains to be seen. I am making the shot a little wide. I am focusing it a bit more to the left. KLM Flight 604 should be somewhere out there. Thanks for the update, Maria. Runway 27 now closed as expected, round 11:40. So expectedly now until 1 o'clock. This runway remains the only runway for arrivals, which means Orange Pride coming this way,
や
landing
っぱりあ
here.
れだよ、気まぐれだ。これ
747 coming this way, landing here. A380
本当の気まぐ
remains to
れ。
be seen. Expected time of arrival just a few minutes before 1 o'clock.
はい、
So we all know how that's going to
ね、あ
end.
と25分ほど。
We know ATC. We know what they're like.
Let's all bet that it's gonna land on 7.
Yeah.
You see the guy there? See the big ear?
ジュニア君監視中でした。あとは皆様に任せますって。
Yeah.
監視中ってどういうこと？自分スマホの映
Pretty
像なん
sure
かあんまり見て
they're
ない。
watching us.
パソコンの
and we're
ボリューム
watching
チェン
them.
起動させてるんで、それを元に答えてるだけ
Well,
です。
there's definitely more heat wave distortion than there was yesterday, which I'm not too unhappy about because it is nice now. Yesterday, I was no sooner had I left from the parking after wrapping everything in, and it started raining more violently, and all afternoon. Only after dinner time did it begin to clear up a little bit from the southwest. It was lovely to see though, but yeah.
まあ来られたらいいんで、もし所用がありましたら、そちら優先でこちらのことはお気になさらず。
Let's see. This is an Embraer 190
お願いし
returning
ます
from
ね。ありがとうご
Basel.
ざいます。
Boss Hell. And Boss Hell
結構です。ちゃうか。
in Switzerland. KLM flight
本番出
1944.
ないかな。
German Airways.
まあ元気だったら夜遅くまでやって編集してね。プレミアの予告
Not a
し
lot,
ます
just
け
a
ど。
little bit.
もう眠たくなったらもう無理なくもうそれでもう爆睡しますけどね。
Hey there, Lucas. Good morning.
あ、そういえばなんか明日朝早くからど
Joe
なたか
Mellon
が
asks any
Oh,
banana planes
live
today.
time.
Well, we already had one. Not a second one, right? Or did we just one? Is there another one coming in? I wonder.
できれば全部編集終わらせたいね。ただいま今3日目を編集中
Normally
で
there's always two. One from Madrid, one from London. Andy says, when Boy just said yesterday, then paused, how many joined me in singing All My Troubles Seem So Far Away? This is KLM flight 604, now number 8 on flight radar, 208 people tracking it. Well, come on, let's get it in the top 5
今日
then.
行かへんって言ってましたけど
We can do better than 208,
とうとう
can't
置い
we?
てけぼりになっちゃったかみたいなね。
777-200, 9 hours and 35 minutes. Which airplane are you guys talking about? Orange Pride. Beverwijk? Beverwijk?
That's because...
Beverage.
No.
Beverage?
I had a car once, a Prius, and it had a really awful translation of Dutch streets, and I always use the map in English because I think it sucks in Dutch. But then it tries to send you, when you're going to Beverwijk,
Yeah.
it says Beverwijk.
Really?
It's really
Oh,
special.
Beverwijk.
I think it has some...
But you had a Prius. Did you also were you also in the habit of smelling your own farts back then? Ah, I feel so above all other people.
No, it was my first car from my work because they demanded me to get my license. Then this whole shit broke out in Iceland, volcano.
Yeah.
And the person like, look, I have to stay in Holland, but can you arrange a car for me? Because I'm getting married and want to drive around with it. So, and it was the white demo Prius dealer,
Yeah.
and they gave it to a guy who just got his license in 2 days. So you can imagine what happened.
Crash and burn.
Yeah, I had a crash cam in the Apex Stadium because it was high from the floor. The sensors only sense things until half a meter from the floor.
Yeah.
I think. So I completely.
Any protrusions that were higher. Yeah.
Day one.
Oh, something similar happened to me on my first job after having graduated for the first time from my first study. I also needed to I needed to travel, so I was going to get a car from work, I needed to get my driver's license because I needed the car for that job. So I just had my driver's license, and that workplace was near Sloterdijk, the Crystal Tower, where they also have a parking with a very narrow entrance and also a lot of concrete poles that are protected from crashing into by iron rails. You can imagine what happens if you take the corner too sharply. The entire side, the front door, the back panel, it was all scratched and dented, and yeah. Well, I'm happy that all my crashes and damages took place on lease cars that the lease company got the bill for.
The first cars I owned myself, they also got quite some damage, but then at some point, well, you start to drive and you get
takes a couple of years.
Yeah. And it's like, okay, now I understand why
ありがとうございま
I
す。
didn't succeed in keeping dents out of my car.
It's interesting that there are countries where you're not allowed to drink at 16, but you are legal to get your driver's license. Interesting, isn't it? Yeah.
In the US, it's also
はい、もう一度告知しときましょう
Yeah.
か。
be a company
今晩、
driver.
21時、夜の9時に、沖縄一人旅、2日目を、
Well,
プレミア公
aren't
開い
you
たしますの
now
で、
also
お時間許さ
allowed
れ
to
る方
start
は、
with driving lessons in the
ご覧い
Netherlands
ただ
at
ければと
17
思い
already?
ます。
If I'm gonna move to Germany, I'm 16, I can drink.
Here too, right? Or have they raised it? Is it 18 now?
No.
Alcohol is
16.
18
No, you can be 16 in Germany.
in the Netherlands.
But in the Netherlands it was also always 16 years. Well, it sounds fun, but
Well, I used to get beer.
yeah, but that was back in the day. Back in the day before everything got
Exactly.
complicated.
Hey!
Still had underage people, sex magazines, just at the station.
You still had magazines.
At the station.
Period.
Yeah, you still had magazines.
Period.
It was just like, open there, so what's this? Yeah, there's the duck and the candy.
Ah.
A bit young, but okay.
I feel like we're evolving into the Waldorf of and Stettler of Amos life. Reminiscing about how back in the day everything was better.
The first part of the show was the end of it.
Before woke, the world was nice and happy. There was peace.
まだです。
Anyway, we have two airplanes on the glide slope. Sorry for the interruption.
All inclusive.
All inclusive, yeah. Well, in that case, all the all inclusive resorts were way ahead of their time. All inclusive. We were all inclusive before it became hip. This is an not all white, but it is a mostly white Britty hopper arriving from Teesside or Darlington, Embraer 190, KLM flight 964. 45 minutes on the way, now touching down. Still a little bit of sunshine over there. Here, the sun hiding behind the cloud. Britty hopper has landed. Welcome to the Netherlands, mates. Orange Pride now third in line. The OP.
Yeah, you know me.
It's the OP.
Down with OPP.
Right, the OP in the background, and in the foreground Delta Airlines flight 164 arriving from Minneapolis, Minnesota. A330-300, 7 hours and 16 minutes on the way.
Oh, ik zie hem. Ik zie hem.
Please let it land in the pipes of sunlight.
Now come on folks, if you're liking what you've been seeing so far, don't forget to drop another like. Really helps to spread the content. This is Delta Airlines flight 164, and let's all cross our fingers. Hope this one will get loud. They have so much potential to get loud, those Delta A330s. Come on.
Oh, a float. What a floater.
It's a floaty.
Oh, nice.
あ、ジョーさんこんばんは、お疲れ様です。今ね、3日目をね、中級です。2日目は30分前に終わりまして、今晩21時にプレミア公開しますので、よろしくお願いします。 本番21時という
Yes,
ことはあと2時
finally a
間
little bit of
超
reverse
やね
action and a wheelie to boot. Nice combo. Hadi Arnoud. Goedemiddag, perfect timing. Ladies and gentlemen, the moment we have been waiting for.
Finally!
One of the first airplane of interest coming this way with a little bit of sunshine on it. It is the Orange Pride arriving from Vancouver.
まだです。これ
777-300
からです。
KLM flight 682.
プレミア公開で
8 hours
初
and
日
40
の
minutes on the
分
way
が
to
終
get
わっ
here.
て、ちょっと20分間を空けて、でそこから4時からスタートして、まだライブ配信して、これからお風呂とご飯。7時になったら終わる予定です。でしかも、
8 hours and 40 minutes to get here from Vancouver to Amsterdam.
外にお風呂ってなんだよ、もう露天風呂じゃないんだから。
PHB
外にね、
16 years old, first flight
まあ言っ
January
てガレージの
2008.
中
Let's
で
take a
すよ。
listen.
洗濯物干してあるんで、それを取り込まないといけない。今日から今日の朝ね、もう家族みんな自分を除いてね、遠征旅行行かれてるんで、自分しかいません、今家の中。なんで珍しく自分、そう自宅の自分の部屋から雑談ライブしてます。
Nice little
なんでや
wheelie.
ねん。成功できる